Good morning, Paula Dean. Good morning, Real Women of Philadelphia. My name is Rebecca, and here we are in my Rocky Mountain kitchen on a gorgeous spring day. Spring makes me think of appetizers, and of course this is appetizer week in the Real Women of Philadelphia video host challenge. And so this is a perfect time for me to share with you my recipe for deviled eggs. Now, I love deviled eggs. I love eggs in any form, but deviled eggs are my absolute favorite. And appetizers are really one of my favorite things to cook. So I have come up with many different kinds of recipes for a deviled egg to just change it up a bit so that they're not always the same kind of plain old deviled egg. Well, with the addition of the Philadelphia chive and onion cream cheese, these deviled eggs become divinely devilish deviled eggs. They are so good, fluffy and cream and just so good flavor. Now, I'm also going to show you how to make the perfect boiled egg. Now, I know it sounds kind of funny to have a perfect boiled egg, but it's hard to make a boiled egg right. So I'm going to show you my tried and true method on making a perfect boiled egg. So today, let's get started making this delicious recipe. I can't wait to share it with you. Making a perfect boiled egg is kind of difficult. Although it seems maybe easy, I think it's probably one of the hardest things to do. So over the years, I've come up with a method that seems to work best for me, and I'd like to share that with you. What I start with is, of course, my 6 fresh eggs. I'm going to put them in my saucepan with very cold water. When you put them into the water, you want to gently lay them in there so that they don't crack when they're going into the water. Set your stovetop to high and allow your timer to run starting at 20 minutes. We're going to bring this to a rolling boil and then reduce our heat to medium-high. Then allow it to finish out its time of the 20 minutes. I tell you guys, this creates an absolutely perfect boiled egg. It doesn't get overcooked and the yolk doesn't get that discolored kind of greenish look. You get a perfectly boiled, hard-boiled center, but it's not undercooked and it's not green and funny looking. Then what we do is we take the whole entire pan over to the sink and we're going to run really cold water on it immediately and cool these things down in a flash. Then you can start taking the shell off and you're going to be amazed how easy and beautiful these eggs look. So just immediately run your boiled eggs under cold water. You want to allow the water to run on them for about a minute. If you're not able to get to peeling them right away, add just a few cubes of ice and then you have another 3 or 4 minutes, maybe even 5, that you can wait. But I like to do them as quickly as possible so that you really get that nice steam in between the shell and the flesh. And continue to let that cold water run on as you peel your egg. And this is just the absolute perfect way to get your shell off, not damage the outside of your egg. And look at that, absolutely perfect. So let me show you how absolutely beautiful these eggs look on the inside. Look at that, gorgeous yellow, perfectly cooked. I mean, that is not overcooked, there's no discoloration, and the yolk is just tender and gorgeous. So what we want to do is just take out all of our yolks and then we're going to mix together in all of our ingredients. I want to show you the outside of one of these eggs too, how beautiful it turned out. Look at that, absolutely not one bad little nasty piece on there. So perfect, what a great way to cook your eggs. I hope you all try this method. I think that you will be very pleased. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking a sieve. It's a very fine sieve, and I like my yolk to be very soft and fluffy. So I'm going to sieve all of my yolk through that, pushing it through with a hard spoon, and then we're going to be mixing in all of our ingredients when we're done with that. Look, absolutely beautiful, isn't it? That is so perfect. And then just pop that in our sieve here. I'm going to take the back of a wooden spoon. I have all of my yolk here, and look, they're absolutely perfect and yellow. And I'm just going to push them through this fine sieve. And this just creates the most fluffy and soft deviled eggs you have ever had. And look at that. See all that wonderful, soft, fluffy egg right there? Oh my goodness, they're so delicious. Alright, so now what we want to do is I have a half a cup of mayonnaise. I'm going to add that. And I have a 1/4 cup of sour cream. And we have a room temperature tub of Philadelphia chive and onion cream cheese. And because it's room temperature and it's this style, it's going to blend in there very well. And I have here about another 1/4 cup that I'm adding, and of course I'm just eyeballing that to get an idea on my measurement. And then you just want to take your spoon and mix all of this up together. Make sure you get all of that flavor combined. Look how beautiful and creamy and yellow that looks. And then to take this to another level here, I'm going to add just under a 1/2 teaspoon of curry powder. Now curry powder, of course, adds a little bit of color of yellow, so that really helps to brighten up our yolk inside, our filling. And then I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of dry mustard. Now you generally don't salt my egg mixture very much because the curry really adds a lot of natural kind of salt flavor to it. So you do want to test it a little bit and see how the flavors are, and they are absolutely perfect. You can add a little bit of pepper if you like. I do have a little bit of pepper here, and I am going to add just a little bit of fresh ground black pepper. Boy, that chive and onion flavor is so light and delicious. There we go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pop this into my little bag here. You can also use a Ziploc if you like, and just put it all in, all your filling inside, and then just cut off the edge, and this will work just as easy as it would to use your piping bag. And I'm just going to use my spatula, and I'm going to pop that down into the bottom of my bag here. Using our large tip here, and we're just going to give it a really nice filled up center here. These are so simple to make, and they look and taste so delicious. Tiny bit of cayenne pepper. We're just going to drizzle that over the top. I love that little kick of the spice from the cayenne pepper, and of course it makes my little deviled eggs look. We're going to just decorate the top, just give them a little garnish. There we go. We're just going to lay that on there. And there, and oh my goodness, look at that. That is an absolutely beautiful appetizer and filled with so much flavor. Look at our beautiful, divinely delicious deviled eggs. I've added just a tiny bit of pimento on the top just for a little bit of color. So delicious and so beautiful. And look what's hiding under our little rooster here. A little bit of pickled corn. Perfect pairing to go with these. I tell you guys, you're going to love this recipe. They taste so good and so creamy. I hope you share this with your family. I'll see you the next time when we come back to my kitchen and make another delicious dish using Philadelphia brine cream cheese. Alright, here we go. Mmm. Those are really good.